Hello dear friends. Today in our audiobook we are going to start lesson 2, Share and Share Capital. First let us see the learning objectives. The lesson is divided into 5 parts for easy understanding. The objective of this lesson is to enable the students to understand. Part A, meaning and types of share capital. In that we will be dealing what is share capital, classification of share capital, types of share capital. Part B, concept of issue and allotment. Various concepts relating to issue and allotment of shares. What is prospectus, red herring prospectus, shelf prospectus and abridged prospectus. Third, when can the offer for sale be construed as deemed prospectus? And what is share certificate? Various provisions relating to share certificate. Part C, issue of securities. The provisions relating to issue and redemption of preference shares, provisions relating to further issue of share capital, what is employee stock option, that is ESOP, preferential allotment of shares and its procedure, what is bonus shares, sources and conditions for issue of bonus shares, what are sweat equity shares. Part D, alteration in share capital, buyback of securities and reduction of share capital. Under that, provisions relating to alteration and reduction of share capital and provisions related to buyback of securities. Part E, transferability, a brief on provisions of Companies Act, that is provisions related to transfer or transmission of securities and dematerialization or rematerialization of securities. After this, the regulatory framework is given. All these sections and subsections which they will be dealing in the chapter are given in a tabulated form. We can go through it after going through the chapter. In the sense, this will be easier for us to revise the chapter. Okay. Part A, meaning and types of share capital. Meaning of the term capital. The term capital has a variety of meanings. It may mean one thing to an economist, another to an accountant, while another to a businessman or a lawyer. A layman views capital as the money which a company has raised by issue of its shares. It uses this money to meet its requirements by way of acquiring business premises and stock in trade, which are called the fixed capital and the circulating capital respectively. The phrase loan or borrowed capital is sometimes used to mean money borrowed by the company and secured by issuing debentures and other securities. This, however, is not the proper use of the word capital. In relation to a company limited by shares, the word capital means the share capital, that is the capital in terms of rupees divided into specified number of shares of fixed amount each. For example, share capital of a company is 1 lakh rupees, which can be divided into 10,000 shares of 10 rupees each or 1,000 shares of 100 rupees each, whichever is feasible to the company. Classification of share capital. In company law, capital is the share capital of a company, which is classified as nominal, authorized or registered capital, second issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital and paid up capital. The type of capital, first is a share that is defined under clause 84 of section 2, which means a share means a share in the share capital of a company and includes stock. The next definition that is given is nominal or authorized capital, that is defined under clause 8 of section 2. Such capital as is authorized by the memorandum of a company to be the maximum amount of share capital of the company. Then third is the issued capital, clause 50 of section 2. Such capital as the company issues from time to time for subscription. It is that part of the authorized or nominal capital which the company issues for the time being for public subscription and allotment. This is computed at the face or nominal value. Next is a subscribed capital. This is defined under clause 86 of section 2. Such part of the capital which is for the time being subscribed by the members of a company. It is that portion of the issued capital at face value which has been subscribed for or taken up by the subscribers of shares in the company. It is clear that the entire issued capital may or may not be subscribed. Called up capital is defined under clause 15 of section 2. Such part of the capital which has been called for payment, it is that portion of the subscribed capital which has been called up or demanded on the shares by the company. Paid up capital, it is defined under clause 64 of section 2. Such aggregate amount of money credited as paid up as is equivalent to the amount received as paid up in respect of shares issued, and also includes any amount credited as paid up in respect of shares of the company, but does not include any other amount received in respect of such shares by whatever name called. Equity and preference share capital. This is given as explanation under section 43. Equity share capital with reference to any company limited by shares means all the share capital which is not preference share capital. And preference share capital means with reference to any company limited by shares means that part of the issued share capital of the company which carries or would carry a preferential right with respect to a payment of dividend either as a fixed amount or an amount calculated at a fixed rate which may either be free or subject to income tax, and b. repayment in the case of a winding up or repayment of capital of the amount of the share capital paid up or deemed to have been paid up, whether or not there is a preferential right to the payment of any fixed premium or any fixed scale specified in the memorandum or articles of the company. Publication of authorized, subscribed and paid up capital. It is provided under section 60 of the Act that where any notice, advertisement or other official publication or any business letter, billhead or letter paper of a company contains a statement of the amount of the authorized capital of the company, such notice, advertisement or other official publication or such letter, billhead or letter paper shall also contain a statement in an equally prominent position and in equally conspicuous characters of the amount of capital which has been subscribed and the amount paid up. In case of failure in complying with the aforementioned requirements, the company shall be liable to pay a penalty of 10,000 rupees, and every officer of the company who is in default shall be liable to pay a penalty of 5,000 rupees for each default. Share and types of share capital. According to Clause 84, Section 2 of the Companies Act 2013, share means a share in the share capital of a company and includes stock. Nature of a share. A share is a right to a specified amount of share capital of a company, carrying with it certain rights and liabilities while the company is a going concern and in its winding up. B. A share is a right to participate in the profits made by a company while it is a going concern. C. Section 44 of the Companies Act 2013 provides that a share or debenture or other interest of any member in a company is a movable property transferable in the manner provided by the articles of the company. D. In India, a share is regarded as goods. According to the Sale of Goods Act 1930, goods means any kind of movable property other than actionable claim and money and includes stock and shares. E. According to Section 45 of the Companies Act 2013, every share in a company having a share capital shall be distinguished by its indistinctive number, but this provision shall not apply to a share held by a person whose name is entered as holder of beneficial interest in such share in the records of a depository. Types of share capital. Share capital is of two kinds, preference share capital and equity share capital. Preference share capital. Explanation to section 43. Preference share capital means a part of the share capital with a preferential right with respect to payment of dividends. It must carry a preferential right to fixed amount or amount calculated at a fixed rate. As regards the capital, in the event of a winding up or other arrangements to repayment of capital, there must be a preferential right to be repaid the amount of the capital paid up of such share. A preferential share capital may or may not carry such other rights as specified. Every member of a company limited by shares and holding any preference share capital therein shall, in respect of such capital, have a right to vote only on resolution placed before the company which directly affects the rights attached to his preference shares, and any resolution for the winding up of the company or for the repayment or reduction of its equity or preference share capital, and his voting right on a poll shall be in proportion to his share in the paid up preference share capital of the company. Provided that the proportion of the voting rights of equity shareholders to the voting rights of the preference shareholders shall be in the same proportion as the paid up share capital in respect of the equity shares bears to the paid up share capital in respect of the preference shares. Provided further that where the dividend in respect of a class of preference shares has not been paid for a period of 2 years or more, such class of preference shareholders shall have a right to vote on all the resolutions placed before the company. Types of preference shares: cumulative and non-cumulative. Cumulative, the dividends are accumulated and therefore paid before anything paid to equity shares. Non-cumulative, if company does not pay dividend in current year, claim of preference shareholders is lost to that extent. Convertible and non-convertible. Convertible preference shares possesses an option or right whereby they can be converted into an ordinary equity share at some agreed terms and conditions. Non-convertible shares do not have the option to convert but has all other normal characteristics of a preference share. Participating and non-participating preference shares. Participating preference shares has an additional benefit of participating in surplus profits or surplus assets of the company, apart from which the preferential dividend. The non-participating preference shares are those which are not entitled to participate in the surplus profits or surplus assets of the company. They are only entitled to a fixed rate of dividend. Redeemable and non-redeemable preference shares. Redeemable preference shares has a maturity date as on which the company will repay the capital amount to the preference shareholder. The paying back of capital is called redemption. Dividend as per section 55 of the Companies Act 2013, preference shares shall be redeemed within a period of not exceeding 20 years. However, infrastructure companies can issue preference shares redeemable within a period of not exceeding 30 years. Irredeemable preference shares do not have any maturity date and are repayable only at the time of winding up of the company. However, as per section 55 of the Companies Act 2013, no company can issue irredeemable preference shares. Equity share capital. All share capital not falling within the above description of preference capital is equity share capital, which has no guaranteed amount of dividend but carries voting rights. According to explanation 1 to section 43 of the Companies Act 2013, equity share capital with reference to any company limited by shares means all share capital which is not preference share capital. Equity capital is also known as common stock or common share capital that represents ownership in a company. Common share capital is generally divided into units known as shares. These unit holders are called equity shareholders. They are the real owners of the company and policy makers of the company. However, they do not have access to the day-to-day affairs of the company. They appoint their representatives called Board of Directors to look after the affairs of the company. According to section 47, subject to the provisions of section 43, subsection 2 of section 50 and subsection 1 of section 188, every member of a company limited by shares and holding equity share capital therein shall have a right to vote on every resolution placed before the company, and his voting right on a poll shall be in proportion to his share in the paid up equity share capital of the company. Section 43 of the Companies Act 2013 further provides for equity share capital with voting rights or with differential rights as to dividend, voting or otherwise in accordance with such rules as may be prescribed. Important characteristics of equity shares are given below. Equity shares have voting rights at all general meetings of the company. These votes have the effect of the controlling of the management of the company. Equity shares have the right to share the profits of the company in the form of dividend and bonus shares. However, even equity shareholders cannot demand declaration of dividend by the company, which is left to the discretion of the board of directors. When the company is wound up, payment towards the equity share capital will be made to the respective shareholders only after payment of the claims of all the creditors and the preference share capital.